This one works. What do you guys think of that video from David? Did you learn a lot? Took great notes? Are you excited to share more of LifeWave's vision and mission? Who's ready for some more free patches? We have X39, X49. We have Dr. Harmon's books, and we also have some Shine and Dream to give away. Who loves Shine and Dream, the aromatherapy mists? I love that video that David did where he said on stage at conference 2 years ago, I'm going to read you the list from my attorney of all the things we cannot make claims on. Have you seen that? What is this month? July? Something's coming later this month with Shine and Dream. I don't know what it is because I signed that NDA for Field Advisory Board. Connie, where's Connie? I just saw her. We're not saying a word. Marcy? Nope, not saying a word. Okay. So, you're going to watch Shine and Dream. All right, 688. Alicia has a Shine and Dream. 688. Cindy. 789. 789. We have an X39. We're going to need to bring it to me. Give it to somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. You guys are so generous. 607. 607. Leah, I can't get near the sticker. 925. Free X49 right here in the back. 925. 721. We have another Shine and Dream. 721. 721. Going once, going twice. Right here, 721. Donna, right here, Shine and Dream. Perfect. All right, Leah, you got another one? 861. 861. Who has 861? We've got a book from Dr. Harmon. 861. Perfect. Dr. Harmon, raise your hand. You're going to be signing a lot of books, buddy. All right, Leah, next number. 965. We have a free X39. 965 right here. All right, how about a free X49? Nope, no? Oh, X39, X39, thank you. X39, 507. 507, right here in the center. And then Dr. Harmon's brand new book that just came out 2 weeks ago. 717. 717, right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fantastic. We have more giveaways throughout the day. Mark has a little announcement. Mark, are you ready for that announcement?
Yes, ma'am. For any of you that are from out of town or unaware, smoking is a no-no anywhere in this building. Florida law also says you cannot smoke within 20 feet of that entrance. If you're hot in here, it's because we've had people smoke. The smoke comes into the building. It automatically opens windows to get rid of that particulate. Don't smoke anywhere near the building. Go somewhere else in the parking lot. Be respectful of everybody else and let's stay cool. Go back to you, boss.
Thank you, Mark. He was the bad guy on that. I promise I'm not doing anything. Just touching. So, I am so excited for your next segment. Who's ready for the doctors panel? We have 5 doctors that are coming up right now. Dr. Stan, Dr. Harmon, Dr. Pamela, Dr. Jerry, and Dr. Phil. You guys can see the agenda up there now. We have the agenda. If you didn't get a chance to see this other screen over here, we will have that fixed at the break. So you will be able to have that in the afternoon. They had some issues with it. And so we'll have that fixed, but that's your agenda if you need it. I'm going to turn this over to Connie Lucas. Connie Lucas is a senior presidential director with LifeWave out of Arizona, and she's going to run our doctors panel. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Use both. Pass that one down. Okay, try this one again.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Way in the back? Yeah, we're good? All right. Thank you, Tracy Joan, Michael. So I'd like to introduce each of the doctors one at a time, offer them a question, and then we'll go into some general Q&A after that. But first, I'd really like to thank Dr. Stacy and all of Team Evolve. Have any of you ever put on an event? Anybody here? It is a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of love that goes into events like this that we're all invited to. So thank you to each and every one of you that helped to coordinate this event for all of us. Okay, so I think, where's the sweet spot?
Right? Where is the sweet spot?
Stay away from the speaker.
How about this? This is the sweet spot. I'm going to stand right in front of someone.
Speeding back. He's turning him down. Maybe more towards that way.
Looking for the sweet spot. Okay. If it gets bad, I'll move around. So what I'm going to do is first, as I introduce the doctors, I'm going to have them stand so those of you in the back will be able to better see them. They will obviously have to find the sweet spot over here by me. Interesting. It's just me. Hello, hello. Hello. Okay, let's see how we do if I kind of just stay really still. Okay. Hello, hello. Did that better? Maybe got another. All right, well, we're going to start. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to let IT work out IT stuff. So first I want to bring up Dr. John Harmon, Doctor of Chiropractic. Go ahead and stand. So Dr. John Harmon, as a young boy, received so much benefit from chiropractic that he decided he wanted to be a doctor of chiropractic. This has always been his passion. He attended the University of Utah and has a bachelor's degree in human biology. After graduating summa cum laude from the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic in 1989, he settled in Boise, where he has been practicing ever since. After experiencing the severe family emotional trauma of suicide of his 18-year-old niece in March of 2010 and the murder of his eldest daughter's husband in 2011, his young daughter started to experience anxiety, insomnia. Counseling and pharmaceutical drugs just weren't helping, so he expanded his education and practice to serve individuals with biofeedback. Dr. Harmon is board certified in neurofeedback by the BCIA, international standard for MDs, PhDs, psychiatrists, DOs, DCs, and all health practitioners. He is a married and father of 8, grandfather of 21, did you know? He is the author of How to Reverse Aging, which you can get signed in the back here today. So, Dr. Pam, take that top part. Thank you. I'm going to ask you, as a chiropractor, why is collagen and elastin so important, and what is X39's role in that?
Thank you very much. Woo. That's a very good question, especially applicable to chiropractors. I don't practice chiropractic anymore, but as a chiropractor, if there are DCs out there, you want your patients to have adjustments that hold. And so that's dependent upon strong collagen and also elastin. You want to have flexibility, but you also want to have strength. The GHK copper peptide is known as the great repairer of collagen. And so what is made of collagen in the body? That would be everything. Everything has a basics, a foundation of collagen, even the bone matrix. The strength comes from the collagen. So those who deal with people who have misalignments, doctors of chiropractic, one way of explaining this to patients is that when you are adjusting their bones, they're going to be able to hold their adjustments longer if they have strong collagen that can then tighten around that newly realigned bone. And so what that does, doctor, is brings more referrals because you get them better faster. I actually had a chiropractor say to me once early on when I started doing this, well, if their adjustments hold longer, they won't have to come in as much. And I said, you're not the guy. You're not the one that I need on my team. So look at it as, like David said, aftercare. It's not a replacement. It's not a replacement for stem cell therapy. It's not a replacement for adjustments. Everybody needs to have strong collagen, not just for the ligaments, but for the entire body. Doctors, when you're approaching doctors, whether they do stem cell injections, PRP, other kind, adjustments, IV therapies, talk to them as this will enhance your treatments. That's actually in the book, in the research. Light therapies, red light therapies, all of those therapies are enhanced when you have an increase in the GHK copper peptide in the bloodstream. Okay.
Let me see. Is this one any better for me?
Yes.
All right. Hand that back to someone else. Get that one away from me. Okay, I'm going to bring Dr. Pamela Lewin up. Pam, I'll have you come to the center of the stage. Don't touch the on-off button. It's Connie. Go ahead and shut that one off. Get rid of that. Okay, we have Dr. Pamela Lewin, who is an MD. And Dr. Pamela Lewin is a wellness consultant and recently retired family physician and an altruistic lover of music, poetry, and writing for children. She is the mother of 2 and a grandmother of 6 and resides with her husband in Ocala, Florida. She is the author of 2 books. She is co-founder of a clinic for the underserved in her city. She was introduced to this technology after the anti-aging company she partnered with switched to an e-commerce model. She thinks she was very fortunate. I think I was very fortunate. And she believes that being retired as a doctor and still being able to help hundreds of people with their health and quest for wellness is a win-win for her. So, Dr. Pam. Dr. Pam has a beautiful way of really simplifying things. And so, Dr. Pam, people are always asking, will X39 work for this? Will X39 work for that? What about my lumpuckaroo? Will X39 work for that? And can you explain why it really doesn't matter what your, quote, lumpuckaroo is, X39 is going to start working?
Connie, well, let's get a little basic first. As your body functions, as your cells do what they do best, produce energy, a little packet of light comes out from each cell. And that is why, as all of your cells are actively producing this energy, we glow, but we don't glow visibly. When you put night vision goggles on, you can see us in the dark. I don't know if you knew that, but that's correct. But as the cells continue to divide and divide and divide, they produce maybe a little less each time until they get a little darker, and it's like they don't see well in the dark. They lose their way, they lose the blueprint for producing proper cells. And so you start getting diseases. So when you start thinking about it, once we get back to basics and our bodies are doing what they're meant to do and they're functioning optimally, we have the light. Once we start getting dark like that, we get into problems. But our stem cells reawaken these cells that produce the light, and they get us back to optimal functioning. And so, it really doesn't matter what your disease process is. We are much more basic than that. Your stem cells are the first cells that are made. I like to say when the sperm and the egg had a frolic, a stem cell was born. The first cells that came into your body were stem cells, and these are the ones that can produce either more stem cells or any other cell, tissue, organ, system in the body. So when your lump-a-karoo starts to bother you, your stem cells will come out as first responders, and they will get to it, they will triage, they will see where the problem is, and that may be why you want your bent finger to straighten out, but you may have something wrong with your liver or your spleen or something else that's more important to your health and your life and your longevity. And so your stem cells are working where they need to work, and you will have your lump-a-karoo taken care of.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Pam. I'm going to bring up Dr. Stan Gravely. And Dr. Stan, he is a life sciences practitioner and master herbalist who trained from several Bible colleges and earned 2 diplomas, a Bachelor of Theology and a Master's and PhD in Counseling. Dr. Stan is also a certified human behavior consultant, a certified vitalist in natural healing, Hallelujah Acres health minister, and a certified health scientist practitioner. And so what I want to ask Dr. Phil is, what is it about this technology that got you so excited?
Well, 30 years ago.
30 years ago, I was learning how to help people eliminate sickness and disease. While pastoring churches, you hold people's hands when they're dying, when they're having surgery, and families. I was starting in my 30s to have a lot of middle-aged, yet even 30, I had the middle age. I'm 66, but now I'm middle age. That's even better. So we were interested in why people get sick, how to eliminate sickness and disease, and how to live a longer and healthier life. Anybody interested in that? Yeah. That's what we're here for. Check. And so over the years, we were helping people through all kinds of modalities: spirit, mind, body, emotion, everything. And a friend of ours, Alicia, who's here, had been going through a battle with cancer. And we've been friends with her a long time. We walked with her through all of this. And she had got a hold of the patches, and she started seeing improvements in her health. That got our attention. We tried it. We got such great results. My wife, carpal tunnel, it pretty much went away after a period of time. She was sleeping better, nerve pain, heart, everything was starting to be restored. I dropped my blood pressure 30 points naturally, started sleeping better. That got our attention. And what I discovered when we were sharing this with friends, customers, clients, and everybody, and I say this out of something I would never have said, it's the closest thing to the magic bullet I've ever come across.
Yes, sir.
Before you have to, as a practitioners, we know we have to work with people, change their lifestyle, and that's hard as hell to change people's lifestyle. You know, drinking more water, you know. But what I love about the patches, the people started getting results, and then they would be encouraged to work on their lifestyle. You see, and can you just drink a few more glasses of water a day? So for me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, this is such a miraculous technology that harnesses the power of our own life force energy and is truly renewable energy.
Yes, sir.
Great job. I'm going to bring up to the stage Dr. Jerry Weber, ND. And Dr. Jerry specializes in helping people heal naturally for over 25 years. His doctorate is from Trinity College of Natural Health. He practices at the Health and Wellness of Carmel, Indiana, a leading integrative medical practice. He is the creator of the Body Balance Healing System. He is a comprehensive and proven natural healthcare system designed to locate and correct symptoms in the body at the root cause using muscle testing. He is the author of 2 books, Resurrecting Your Life and You Can Heal Naturally. So, what I'm going to ask you, Dr. Jerry, is I'm going to ask you, and Dr. Pam went into this a bit, but so much of this you need to kind of hear over and over again. If a person has more than one ailment or multiple ailments, does the X30 and 49 concentrate on the most serious ailment first, or do they disperse and help out all the ailments at once, hence taking longer? I mean, it's a great question too. You talk to someone and they say, oh, my foot's killing me, my foot's really, really killing me, when they have something far more serious going on that they don't even realize. And this will help you to try to explain to them why it's going to what's important versus their foot.
Thank you. Thank you for all of you being here, first off. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank God for giving you a safe trip here and home. All right? So that's the first thing, because our health, that's where it all starts anyway. As she was saying, I'm a naturopath doctor. So again, like all of us know, we're not here to heal the body. We're here to give them tools to heal the body.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we do, right? Every one of you do that. So back to the question, you know, I'll tell you a story. I think that's the best way of doing it. I have a lady who I've been working with that is in kidney failure. We have worked with her and we're getting her up to where she's now getting her numbers are coming up. I put her on X39 and X49. That's the 2 that she's using. She's been on for 3 months. All of a sudden she comes into me and she says, I don't think these are working. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. Until she went to her MD and got her kidney numbers. Guess what? She's no longer in stage 3. She's in stage 2. And the more it's going to come up even more. Why? Because those stem cells go where they're supposed to go.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's exactly how this works. So if you have people that say, hey, is this going to help such and such, or this or that, the body is more intelligent than we are. We can't tell people what is going to happen. All we need to do is put it in and let the magic work. That's where it's at. So, you know, it makes I look at it as a foundation. No matter what they're coming in for, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about X39 and X49 and probably Eon as well. Those 3. Okay, those 3, because we're looking at overall, we're looking at possibility of taking that into a perfect place that they need and also get that inflammation out of there.
Yes,
that's the main thing.
Yes,
all right, thank you, God. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry. So now I'm going to bring to the stage Dr. Phil Harris, ND. Come on up. And Dr. Phil was born in Anderson, Indiana, and is no stranger to emotional pain and loss. His father died at the age of 42 of a heart attack. that he now knows was preventable. His mother never remarried, and due to her struggles financially as well as health concerns, Phil spent 2 years in a children's home. Through the years of shifting, moving, and anguish, there was born a desire to help himself and others. Dr. Phil has a bachelor's in biblical theology and a double master's with an emphasis on temperament therapy as well as nutritional and mental health. He holds a certificate in biofeedback, functional nutrition response testing, and he is a doctor of naturopathic doctor. So Dr. Phil, as a naturopath, you were already using natural products instead of pharmaceuticals with your patients. So what differences have you seen with the clinical outcomes using LifeWave technologies along with what you're currently doing?
Well, like Jerry said, thank you all for being here. That's a great question. But before I answer that, I want to tell you, do you know what seat I was in on the plane? You won't believe it. Sure. C7. Absolutely. Does God have a sense of humor or what? Man. And I'm not kidding. I didn't make that up. C7. So anyway, what I want to say is your body has no idea how to be sick. It has no idea how to be sick. It only knows how to get well. And your body will never be impressed by where your doctor went to school. So, yes. So, just to bend over to pick up a pencil, your body has to talk to itself at 100 million signals per second. And if you connect your DNA together, just one person, it would go from the earth to the sun 100 times. Now let that sink in, okay? So when I work with people that are already on supplements, and some are on good, some not on good, some buy them at, brand X, you got to be careful where you get them, because how many of you know what Kirlian photography is? Do you know what Kirlian photography is? Starts with a K. If you don't, look it up. Europeans developed it. I use this in a lot of my seminars talking about LifeWave, because the main thing I see is if people don't have an understanding, you need to help them understand. They don't have to be a doctor to get this. Your Creator said, let there be what? Light. And that was on day 1. And the sun was created on day 4. Let that sink in for just a minute. Okay? So when people are taking supplements, they're experiencing a little bit of help, but supplements need to have light in them. And you can take a picture of an apple cut in half with Kirlian photography and it'll be bursting with light. Yes, sir. If you take a slice of meat, even a raw slice of meat, and take a picture of it, it won't have much light. Yes, and after it's cooked, it has 0. Wow. That's another reason why I don't believe carnivore diets are going to work. I don't have time to get in a lecture about that today, okay? But I want to let you know that my clients taking supplements are improving if they're taking supplements with light already in them. Let that sink in, okay? All right, dead supplements don't work well with the body. But if you're already taking really good supplements and you add to it something like X39, which is, by the way, all supplements, all patches, anything that comes in a box or a bag or an envelope is only as good as the body can make it. Yes, sir. It's only as good as the body can make it. And that's another encouragement for you to drink more water, to get minerals. David has talked about this. You put these patches on and you're starting your day with Krispy Kreme. Help us Jesus, right? There's not any light in there, by the way. Okay? So what I have found is all the doctors, and I've worked with a lot of doctors and getting their clinics signed up with this, which isn't easy, by the way. It takes me 6 months sometimes to get, clinics interested in this, because that's been my forte. But every single one of them have told me the same thing that Dr. Weber has said. Everybody seems to do much better once they're wearing, especially X39, with all the other therapies. And I have had clinicians tell me that if you're taking, and it's not unusual, if you're interested in health, you may take 20, maybe 20 different supplements a day, maybe not all at the same time, that their doses, especially when you check the muscle testing, go to 50% less. They need 50% less just because of the efficiency that the X39 helps the body to step up to for utilization. Because listen, what you cannot absorb is not doing you any good. So here's something, I'll leave you with this. If you go to the bank and you have the best marbles in the world and you want to deposit them and you've had a good relationship with your bank, are they going to take those marbles as a deposit? If your bank does, let me know. That's where I'm going to bank. Okay? So what you put in your body has to be able to be assimilated. It doesn't matter what the braggadocious thing is about it. If the body can't use it, and it can even be a really great supplement, and the body sometimes still cannot use it. Why? Because it's distracted by mercury, lead, arsenic, and sometimes I see all of these. Dr. Weber told me he spends almost 75% of his work getting rid of toxins and poisons. We have 80,000 man-made chemicals in the world. But if you use X39 and the step up that happens in the body makes it much more efficient and you get more for your buck.
Yes, sir.
Anybody out here have financial managers? Would you stay with them if they were getting you 1% on your money, or would you rather get somebody to get you 10% on your money?
I want 20.
Yeah.
He wants 20. I'm telling you what I've seen. I've seen more production. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I tested this on hard soil before I signed up. I didn't even use it first. I took it to a doctor friend of mine. I said, I want you to test this on your toughest cases. Within 1 week, he called me and said, how do I get more of this?
Yes, sir.
How do I get more of this?
That's smart.
So please do your diligence. Look up Kirlian photography, study it, learn about energy fields. It'll make more sense, and it'll help you close more business.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to do a few questions that are really some of the most commonly asked questions. You also heard a lot of them, some of them addressed with David. But Dr. Herman, how long will it take before I notice something?
That's the big question. I was not one of those people who noticed anything right away. However, over a period of the next year and a half, the right bundle branch block that I didn't know I even had, sorry, should I start over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
One person says yes, she overrides everyone. Just ask her husband.
What happened to your right bundle branch? Tell us.
Okay, so starting using the X39, I didn't even find out I had a right bundle branch block until 4.5 months later. You know what my first thought was? Why didn't it heal me already?
Oh.
Yeah.
So the I had PDCs. I knew I had those. That's why I went in. The cardiologist came in after the test and he said, "Yeah, your heart responded well to exercise." I knew that because I didn't have PDCs when I would run, and I used to be a long distance runner. And he said, "You just have these PDCs and a right bundle branch block." And I said, "What causes that?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, we have these apoptotic cells. Those are programmed cellular death when they get old." He says, "We have those in the heart too. We just can't replace them fast enough because the heart's beating all the time." And the light went on. I said, "I'm increasing my stem cells. I think this is going to go away."
Yes, sir.
And 2 weeks later, the PDCs were gone. A year and a half later, I had another stress echo done. And the test came back, right bundle branch block no longer present. Now think about this. If I never even knew I had it, and it went away, had I not had those two tests, I would never have even known I had it. It would have gone away, yet I would be the benefactor of not having it anymore.
Right.
So what used to happen when my wife and I would go walking, taking off up on the hills behind our neighborhood, I would get to the top of the hill and this is someone who used to run 40 to 50 miles a week. I'm walking up this hill and my heart feels like it's pounding out of my chest. Now I run up that hill and I recover within 15 seconds. I mean, think about all the money that I've saved not having to deal with that, because you can look up right bundle branch block, do it, go to PubMed, right bundle branch block. You're going to find all-cause mortality goes up because anything you have potentially is going to get worse because you can't keep up with the blood returning to the heart that has to be sent out to the lungs and then back to the heart and then out to the body. And so there's a net deficit of pumping that goes on. So what was the question?
Beautiful. That was perfect. That was exactly what I asked. So when he's got, oh, not yet. Yeah, settle down, Dr. Don. So then. Teasing. I'm teasing. So I want to get through all the doctors for a real quick thing, and then we'll hop back up to Dr. Harmon's hair after that. Dr. Pam, what can I do to enhance my results?
Okay. Your body is meant to be self-healing. So basically what you just need to do is support it in this so that it can function. I like the word optimally, so like Dr. Don said, you can come to me with a laceration. I can put the edges together, but I'm not the one that's making it heal. We know our bodies will heal by themselves by our great creator. So there's some things though that we can do to make it better for us to get the results we're looking for. One, for me, you want to de-stress because we're in stress, we're getting toxins in our food and in our water. We have people coming at us with negativity. We have all kinds of things. So you want to be living a life that's at least minimizing stress. Number two, you want to drink enough water. We heard people talk about that. You've got to hydrate yourself well. How much do we need? Half your body weight in ounces of water a day. That's a lot. Of course, it's half your optimal body weight, not just, if you are a fatty and you have a lot of weight on, you may drown. So we don't want you to do that. Third, you want to get a diet that is consistent with building blocks for your body. You want the right building blocks to make the protein and the collagen and the bones and all that we're talking about. So eat more plants, eat less sugar, and then do the other things that are good for you. Number 4, I guess, sleep. You gotta get at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night. And you wanna move your body a little bit, get a little exercise. And they recommend 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
Beautiful, thank you, Dr. Pam. So Dr. Stan, I'm gonna have you come back up. And I'm gonna ask you, do I need to wear them forever? And what happens if I stop?
Do you want to live forever?
Yep.
Forever.
Yes, I'd want to use them forever. Why wouldn't you want to have stem cell activation going on in your life, your whole life, to give you the advantage? Yes, eventually we're all going to disintegrate and go. That does make a difference, doesn't it? So you want to wear, I would recommend wearing X39 the rest of your life. I would recommend using Eon the rest of your life. I would recommend using glutathione at least 1 to 3 times a week. Those 3 for sure, and then the others are support patches that you may need support for. So if you stop taking the patch, all the results you've gotten up to that point don't disappear the next day. Thank God, right? You have the residual benefit of everything that the body has restored, repaired, and rejuvenated up to that point. But what happens after that, you stop patching, then the natural aging process starts to go, and depending on what age you are, it depends on how fast you're going to age and how you take care of your body. It's just that simple. That's the question answered, I believe.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to bring Dr. Jerry back up. And Dr. Jerry, I'd like to ask you, since this is a lot of your work, healing's not always linear, right? It's not always, good, better, best. And so what can you share about what happens when someone maybe is getting a headache or dry mouth or feeling tired instead of feeling energized and fabulous? What's going on?
The body's out of balance. That's really where it comes down to. So, wherever we start, we're basically out of balance if you have any symptoms at all. Because your body is basically communicating with you every second of the day. So wherever you have a symptom, whatever that may be, whether it's fatigue, whether it's a headache, whether it's a pain in your toe, whatever it may be, that's the body saying, please help me. That's what you have to do, but most people do what? They kill the messenger. They do it with pharmaceutical drugs. And that is never going to get you healthy. So what we're doing is, as naturopaths, what we want to do is find the root cause. And what I love to do is by finding that root cause, then all the problems start leaving. Because once you get your body back in balance, it's kind of like trying to stand somewhere you're out of balance and you feel it. You just want to get the body back in balance so you can just sit there and just stand on one leg or stay strong and stay confident of what you're doing. And I believe that patches are the foundation of doing that. So I hope that helps.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so last one, Dr. Phil, come up. You heard David and Dr. Stacy talk about that you wear the patches for 12 hours, you take them off for 12 hours, and then you discard them. Why do I have to take them off after 12 hours?
Well, it's the law of familiarity. We're dealing with subatomic work here, quantum physics, bringing these patches into the energy field. First of all, your body has an energy field. We talked about this the last time I was up here with Curling Photography. A healthy body, especially the heart, can project energy up to 8 feet from the body. Okay, so along with what she's asking me to address, bringing it into the energy field, which causes the body to respond, but we have found that leaving them in the energy field too long will actually have not as good of an effect as if they're on and off the body. Now, because they're hard to discern, what did I do the first few times I used them? I slept in them, which is what you do because you can't feel them. So you may have to get used to writing yourself a sticky note, whatever. But I would wake up at 3 in the morning and just be ready to mow the lawn, and that's not a good time to mow the lawn. So I needed to get the patches off. But I want to say too that because you have this energy field that's very sensitive to things like that, that's why we thank God for the X49, canceling these EMF fields, which are all around us. We're getting more and more of those as well. And so it's all about what we call the law of familiarity, okay? And so you can learn more about that if you want to dive into it. We're on limited time this morning. But I also want to say, lastly, when you're talking to people about how to wear these patches, especially if you're new at this, make sure you get your information from reliable sources. Yeah, because you can overdo anything or underdo things. They're going to work best if they're directed according to the experts that have tested them. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Can we have a big round of applause for our experts who shared their knowledge and their wisdom?
Thank you, Doctor, so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What'd you guys think of that? Did you learn a lot? Guess who you're going to be looking for at the lunch break? These doctors, right? Yes. You're not going to ask them questions about diseases, though, are you? No. We're going to talk about symptoms. But now we have more giveaways. Who wants some X39, Shine, and Dream, and Dr. Harmon's books? 673. 673. Shine and Dream. 673. Right here in the back on the left. She's standing up. 878 for an X39. 878. Right here. 911. I know, right? Everybody's like, whoa. Well, it's somebody's lucky number. Okay? Anyone want to claim a book here? Perfect. 757. For those of you that are on my testimonial panel, coming up here in just a minute with Leah, make your way on up to the front right now where we're doing our giveaways. 757, free X39. Next number. 971. 971. Yes. Right here, Carrie. We've got another book. One more book, Dr. Harmon's brand new book. You're going to want to get that autographed. 665. 665. Going once. Going twice. 665. 665. Okay, testimonial people, make your way to the front, please. Gary Holmberg, where's Superman? Come on up, buddy. You're on this panel. 947. Need Dr. Ray up here. I need Nancy Cook up here. 947. Okay, you guys, a couple little logistic things while they're making their way to the front. If you are thirsty, we have bottled water back there. Robbie, raise your hand, wave them high. Yes, bottled water, some snacks back there. If you need a little snack and a little pick-me-up, we have plenty of that in the back, okay? Mark has one more bad boy announcement.
Yeah, we don't let Stacy do the keep people in mind announcements. There's several AC units that look independent around the building. They are not. Please do not touch an AC unit or a temperature. If you touch one, it's going to affect all of them. And we've had one all of a sudden turn on to heat because someone turned a different one down. So
no smoking. Yeah. Do not touch the air conditioner. Keep your hands to yourself. You can do this. You can do this. Park in the parking lot out back. So, just in case you don't remember, we have our testimonial panel now. Leah's going to run that. Then Dr. Pamela and Connie are going to come back up and do our ice wave demonstration. And then we are going to be patching you all that want to be patched to eliminate your pain before we break for lunch. Okay? So that's what's going to happen the rest of our morning. Then you'll have a solid hour and a half for lunch to go wherever you want, and we'll meet back in the afternoon. So I'm going to turn it over here to Leah Stastny, who's, of course, up here spinning our wheel like Vanna, running your registration. How easy was it to get checked in and get a seat, right? Leah runs the whole rodeo in Texas, so this woman can definitely wrangle 600 of you. So she and her team, big thank you to them for putting this together, getting everything set up in record time so you all can walk in the door at 8 a.m. and grab your seats. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Dr. Stacy. All right, you guys, get your notebooks out because when you hear these stories, you're going to think of people and you need to write their name down in your book, okay? Now, each one of these testimonials, you guys, in lieu of time, we're going to keep it to 3 minutes. But please feel free to come up to them. They will be with us until 10 o'clock tonight and get more of their story. So you guys, when you hear these stories, this is why we continue to share with such passion after 3 years, after 20 years, David, so many of us. So first, let's bring up Miss Susan. Yes. Share with everyone, 3 minutes, I'm going to start the timer, with what you have seen and what a blessing this technology has been in your life.
Okay, back in 2022, back in 2022, October, I prayed to God about something to help me with my issues that I was having. I had transfemoral surgery back in 2013, and they put me on an injection every 8 weeks. It cost $8,000, and it was synthetic hormones. I had prolactinoma and gigantism. My organs, I would morph every month. My bones would change. I had heart issues, pre-diabetic, you name it, I had it. And so October 2022, I prayed about it, and I said, God, give me something that my body will use to just push it a little bit, so that I can heal myself. And a week later, here came the patches, and I chuckled a little bit because I tried everything. So going forward, because I experienced all kinds of issues, about a month ago, or 2 months ago, I went to all 4 doctors. I don't know how they all got visit in the same week, but they did. My gynecologist told me I was doing great. My primary doctor said, you look better than I've seen you before. And he was worried my endocrinologist was gonna let me go because I stopped the injections November of 2022. I wanted to prove to myself that this worked and that I didn't need the injections. So not something I recommend, but I did it. And then my eye doctor, who was telling me I had cataracts and needed surgery 2 years ago, I went in the same week. He said he did all kinds of tests and new ones for some reason. Said your pituitary tumor's great. It's not even there. I said okay. Said, your eyesight's doing great. I haven't had a prescription since I've started the patches. It was declining every year. He said, you're doing great. And no cataract surgery. Your cataracts are stable. That was amazing to me because I was worried about it. My family has a history of cataracts. So then here came my last visit, my endocrinologist. And I went in and he says, well, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing great. He said, you look wonderful. Well, how are the injections doing? I said, they're not. And he goes, well, you look better than you did before. And your levels are way below what they were when you're taking the injections. I said, I know. So he sent me to the lab, wanted me to get some more labs. I've been pre-diabetic for, 15 years. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. Yeah, 5'4". He said my levels are great, my bone density is improving. I'm just doing fantastic and I'm excited.
Thank you, Miss Susan. Okay, next, you guys, we're going to hear from Nancy Cook. Let's see how I can figure out how to turn off this alarm.